Welcome to class. Happy Friday. We're going to begin standing today. So take anything you need at the mat, wherever you've come. If you need to stretch, if you need to move a little bit. And when you get ready, really slowly making your way to a rise. Rolling here and there. Just lifting our bodies all the way to the sky. Thinking about a good morning stretch as we begin. Bringing hands overhead and then stay. Flip your palms to face the ceiling. Take a big breath in and try to lift up from your toes. Lift them towards your shin. Lift up from your hip bones. Pull your ribs away from your hip bones. Lift your armpits. Let your shoulders creep up like clip-on earrings. Take a big breath in. And then do the opposite. Relax your fingers, soften elbows, shoulders, let them fall down by your side, and just pause for a moment. Chin tucks to chest, really soft and gooey here. Take a little shimmy, a little shake. And let's try that one more time. Big breath in, electrifying fingers, holding on to your left wrist, tugging a little longer in that left side, possibly tipping to the right if that feels good. You can look up or down, push your left hip out if that feels good. Stretch as big as you'd like. Inhale again, and exhale, coming back to center. Let everything drop. Things get soft in the upper body. Tuck your chin to your chest, hang a little on the back of your neck. Re-rise, lots of energy here. Little finger fireworks, energy shooting off them. Hold your right wrist. Tip over. I like to look down first. It's going to help you stretch the bottom and back of your neck. And then I'll try to look up. It doesn't always feel great first thing in the morning, but it gives you a little torso twist. A bit of love for your internal organs. One more big breath in. Hip pushes to the right side, and then we rise, lifting, lengthening, and then releasing one more time. But we're rolling all the way to the floor this time. Think ragdoll. And then gather yourself back up as loose and as slow as you can. Same thing, rise, but no energy this time. Just lift and lengthen softly and fall right back down. One more ragdoll roll like that. We're going to turn this into a cat-cow. So you stay forward. I'm just going to show you how this goes. Our cow will be navel pressing forward, knees bending, tail, arms, and top of head back. And then our cat will be that ragdoll roll down to the floor, arching your upper back to the sky. So please move as you enjoy, slow, steady, finding breath in all areas of our bodies. When we breathe in for cow, think about spreading chest, spread belly. Breathing out for our angry cat, lifting your spine, spreading shoulder blades and sits bones. And I invite you today to do it with eyes closed. Come within, really find your center. On an in-breath, I like to envision a really bright white light shining out navel. And see if you can spread that bright white light to the tips of your toenails, each hair follicle, tips of fingers, all body parts. We're going to take 2 more rounds of this rolling cat-cow. I'm glad to see everyone moving at their own pace all through class today. Let's do that. Another great way to experience one of your cats is to give yourself an eagle arm hug. Just wrap one hand around to a shoulder blade, wrap the other around. Just really give yourself this huge loving hug since we've been deprived of them in real life. One more round at your leisure. Lifting, lengthening, making it your own. I like to bring my hands behind my head for one of these cows. Then I'm going to go opposite eagle wrap for this big old cat hug. Always inviting wiggles and shimmies into your posture so you can feel more deeply. If your eyes are still closed, way to be brave. Blink them open and come back to standing with me. Take a huge lift to the sky. Inhale, arms strong again, finger fireworks. Coming down towards goalpost, scoop elbows forward. Feel a scooping sensation of your shoulder blades under your heart, lifting eyes and heart to sky. Press palms together, forearms together, drop down, elbows to stomach, round your back. Inhale, arms rise, hold right wrist, tip over, but lift your right leg this time. So get heavy, heavy, heavy in left leg. Nice. Woo! Come back down. Inhale, straighten. Sound effects always help. Lift over to the right side. Hold your left wrist and lift so much that you pop up through that left. Maybe fall over. Inhale, arms to sky, lengthen out. Exhale, clasp behind your back, right thumb on top to start. Really chase the ground with your knuckles. Wrap them around your left side. Lift and lengthen again, and we're gonna drop left ear. But normally, my friends, we just kind of drop and crunch, right? Let's try to lift this time. Think about sending your earlobe past the edge of your mat so you're stretching long. Little sink into your knees, keeping hip points and knees forward. One more breath. Coming back into the center. Everything opens skywards. Huge breath in. Exhale, behind low back. Left thumb clasps on top. Shoot knuckles towards the floor. I always like to bend my knees. Wrap around the right side. And as you lift up, think less crunch and more elevation, like a big C shape in your cervical spine. Going for earlobe past the edge of the mat here. Big breath in. Oh, feels good. Big breath out. Come back to center. Arms sweep skywards. Exhale, forward, fold. We're going to give a little love to our hamstrings, my friends. So with your toes right now, they're facing forward. Please turn your right toes out to the side and keep your chest forward. Soften your knee here and just take a little swing through your hips, like they're creating a smile shape. Remembering that just as staying towards our left toes on this one, our right toes are turned down. Try hanging through the back of your neck. No wrinkles in the back of your neck, and shake your head no. This is a little bit easier because it follows the path of our hips. We're going to challenge our coordination in a second here. Slow your shaking. Pause, and then turn your chest towards your right toes. So you've turned a little bit to the side. Try to shake your head yes here, while, here's the challenge, while swaying your hips in the circle, half circle, I should say. Can we do it? A bit like patting our belly or patting our head and rubbing our belly, right? All right, I think I got it. It feels like a funny dance. One more big breath in. Coming back to the center, both toes forward, and let's take a little twist. Take a second if you feel dizzy. Left hand down, left knee bends, right arm rises. One of those moments. Hopefully many more to come in our practice today. One more big. Wrap your hand around your low back, right arm floats, yes. And are you able to lift your left ribs? And we will try to grab onto your left thigh. A little bonus there. Stretching out through your right shoulder. Eye gaze down, release your fingertips, and let's turn our left toes out 90 degrees. Chest stays in front of your right toes. Just give that little smile wiggle through your hips. I love to invite you to move and experience your postures differently because usually the stretch will travel left to right, helping you intensify as you sway. All right, drop the wrinkles out of the back of your neck. Let your crown hang. It's going to fall off your head, that crown. Twist your chest to the left toes. And get your little sway on here. Remembering in class that despite me inviting you to move, you're always more than welcome to stay still and enjoy. One more big breath. Let your sway take your right arm forward. Both toes face the front again. We'll bend our right knee big. Right fingers stay down and left arm rises skywards. Big inhalations. Spread your clavicle, really send your sits bones away from shoulders. Wrap left arm around your low back. Lift your right ribs and wiggle your fingers for that inner thigh there. Great. Love the sway. Eye gaze up or down. What feels good to you today? One more breath. To release, eyes down to begin. Fingers fall. Rolling back to standing in this forward fold in our first little balance challenge. As fingertips shoot those little finger fireworks, we're going to give them a wiggle to keep them alive. Spread your toes and lift your heels. Oof. So if you're very wobbly like me, I always look down first. And if you can get yourself together, you look forward. And then up. Love those little breaks that we have. Our toes kick on. Press down to help us stay elevated. One more big breath here. Are you able to float back to the floor with your heels lifted? Look down. Fingertips fall first. Tuck your chin. Take a casual roll through your spine. No big deal, right? Oh, we made it. Heels now. Well done, yogis. Let's move on. Halfway lift. Inhale, fingers up your shins. Pull the top of your head away from your tail. Release, forward fold. Big sighs in the beginning of class. Right leg encourage you to kneel the first one, or all, but definitely the first one to get cozy in your hips. So one more big breath in here. You're welcome to rise if you feel like that would help you sensationalize your hips. Shift back, half split. I always tuck my back toes, but that's yogi's choice, so you decide what feels best. Sink back. We're gonna pulse a little bit with our hips towards our right heel and our chest down towards our thighs. Now in class, you do what feels best, but I'll definitely remind you of safety points. So we're always gonna keep our joints soft. This left knee micro bend. Take 3 more little pulses and pause in stillness if that feels good. Love to feel that tug. Tug your sit bones back. Nice toes there, right? Pull toes back towards your nose. Shift back forward, crawl forward. Low lunge, elevate that back knee. Push out through your right heel. Maybe sway like a saw forward and back here. I don't hear any cracks today. That's interesting. Usually we get some snaps and crackles when we do ankles. How about at home? You got some pops going on? Oh, there you go. Organic opening. I love that. Right knee back down, yogi's tabletop. More familiar here. We're going to cat roll. Exhale first. Remembering that you choose toes tucked or untucked. Inhale, come low, cow. Pull shoulders down from ears. Lift and open your ribs and your hips. Now, I love toes. So on cat, I'll tuck my toes. Exhale, round. A little extra oomph. And on the cow, I will pull through heels of hands towards knees to try to make it more open. Let's try one more like that. Exhale. Inhale. Tuck toes, push back, downward facing dog when you're ready. But before you go, really open your palms. So your webbing is spread very wide and energized. Do all of the things that you love in down dog. Anything that your little heart desires today. Move as you wish. We'll come together in a moment, don't worry. Stillness is also an option. Alrighty, we're gonna keep our chest where it is. Pushing back towards our knees, lift both of your heels and step your feet a little footprint wider on each side. Swivel both heels to the left, but keep your chest pressing towards your knees. Who's breathing here? Soften your jaw, open your side body. Swivel back, heels to the sky. Make sure they stayed wide so that when your heels fall to the right, your toes stay apart from one another. Chest glides back a little deeper towards your left knee especially. One more big breath in. I love an exhale on the effort. So we'll exhale as we roll back to the center. Come forward in plank, my friends, and look down between your thumbs. Give a little squeeze to your buns, firming up in your hips and activating your core. Drop your knees, pull your heart forward so we feel that uplifted. Nice. Bend elbows back towards toes, slow chaturanga. Slow, 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 slow. Sphinx pose. Let's wipe or walk the toes way far back. I love Sphinx. So we're going to get some activation in our forearms here. Plant them right under your elbows. Really look down. Oh, I meant elbows under shoulders, excuse me. And then draw your elbows back so it feels like your chest came forward, yes? Little isometric draw. Okay, open toes as much as the fingers are. IVs looks forward. Lifting up through your throat. And then tuck your chin down towards your chest, stretching out through the back of your neck. I like to think about those little neck tendons that start to stick out when we do this. It feels kind of like a lizard, right? Lift, look forward. Open your throat. You can wiggle your jaw or make a big wide yawn face to stretch your facial features. Release again, chin tucks to chest. Unclench your buns. See if that feels better for your low back. Release on down out of Sphinx. Hands around the outside of our shoulders. Push us back into child's pose. Let's crouch for just a moment. Tuck all 10 toes. Get really strong in your hands and lift your knees. Chest is crouching back towards your thighs. Then scoop your hips up into downward facing dog. Beautiful, yogis. Lift your right leg. Inhale. Point the toes. Keep your three-legged dog, but flex the toes. Point and flex. And then give a little circle around. Circle both directions. Whether you like your hip open or closed, whatever feels good in your dog, keep that leg lifted and scrunch your toes. Scrunch them all the way to the bottom of your foot. Flick them open. One more time. Scrunch and flick. Look forward. Find your thumbs. Crunch your knee under your body. Cheetah pose. Step in between your thumbs. If you get stuck like me, Grab your ankle, help heel underneath. Super kneeling lunge. Let our hips drip. Sway a little, sway a lot. Especially for the ladies, this can be uncomfortable if your chest is on your thighs. So if you need more room, lift up. Ooh, that feels good too. Yeah, it all feels good. There's no wrong, right? When you're ready, let your hips shift back. Soften the right knee. That is my only rule. Really soft, happy joints. Sway a little maybe, sway a lot. Oh yeah. I like to flex right toes towards hip. Really pull back with the hips. And you know you can do anything with your hands at any time, right? Shifting forward, shifting back. Take another big breath in. And when you're ready, reach back forward like you're crawling. Elevate your left knee. Maybe sway forward and back here for a little ankle. We're going to go noisy. Hop, hop. No, oh, I had a little one. Maybe nobody heard it though. Always feels good. All right, so when you get a little momentum going, just step right forward. Whoop, into your forward fold. But I've got a tricky forward fold for you. Lift your right heel and cup it. If you feel good, lift your left heel and cup it. Hands underneath your heels. We're going to step into the palm, yogi. So not on your knuckles, you're stepping onto your palms. Just getting a little massage for all those bones on the back of your hands. Kind of like gorilla, but we have the heel instead of the ball of foot down. If you're feeling brave, tuck your chin to your chest, let the back of your neck hang. Close your eyes and pull your toes back up towards your shins. All right, feeling good here? Pull pelvic floor up and in. The lower belly kicks on when we do that. Release each hand. That's the scariest part. And then roll to rise. Bend your knees. Feel each vertebrae of your spine stacking low. Lengthen. Inhale. Star pose again. So we're going to tip to the left. Lift our right leg. Pause. We're at the quads stretch. Remembering that down is the safest balancing look. Up is definitely the most challenging. Heel to buns, try to add, and if you can't reach, it's okay, just reach for it. All right, let's be brave, yogis. Wherever you are, move your eyes into a new direction. Wave if you made eye contact with someone. Throw it right off. Always say, don't look at me. I'm the worst person to look at when you're balancing. One more big breath. Stretch wider if you can. Find width, find length. No worries, we're out of here. Release back down, lean to the right, big breath in. Left foot rises. Maybe you stay in star. Choose an option that feels best for you. Heel to butt, optioning that quadricep, front thigh stretch. Reaching and finding more length, more width. Softness somewhere that we don't normally release. Jaws, a big one. Back to center when you're ready. Inhale, arms rise. Safety, we found it. Feet fall heavily into the floor. Fingers melt down. Really ground like you're leaving an imprint here today. Releasing anything that doesn't serve us. Halfway lift, fingers slide up the shins. Reach fingers back behind you. Give that little wiggle. Try to send your hips back. We're going to find a queen chair. Sink buns down. Queen chair means our feet are wider than a normal chair. Sink down and then lift your heels, yogis. Downhill skier. Heels rise. Balls of feet spread from blade edge. Belly is on. Chin tucks. Racing down the mountain. We've got our ski poles behind us. Really wide and steady. We might hit some moguls, so bend your knees a little bit, straighten your knees a little bit, just down and up 3 more times. Inhale, exhale on the effort. Last one. Softly melt your heels back down. Forward, forward. Ooh, that feels good. All right, left leg takes a long lunge back. We're rising overhead. You're always welcome to kneel your lunge, but when you get there, 90-degree knee. Both knees 90. We're going to go for a little pelvic tilt here. So I like to hold one hand on front, one hand on back, and really feel. Now when you feel like, oh yeah, that's the stretch, you'll know how to do it. Then you can lift your arms. Pull forward, tailbone tucks. Gets a little shaky through the back of the leg, doesn't it? Lift and push out. Twice more like this. Tuck. Release. One more, yogis. Fingertips frame out the right foot. Elevate your left foot. You're welcome to try that momentum, but we're just lifting into supported warrior three. Definitely want you to attempt squaring your hips here. So flex your left foot, toes towards the floor, all 5 of them. Then you'll know your hips have scissored and squared. One more big breath. Fingertips lighter, or we bring hands to prayer. Find a full floating warrior three. And then release. Step your left toes back. Arms rise again. Good job. High lunge. One big breath in it. Exhale, fully releasing. Push back, tabletop, my friends, table. One round of cat-cow. Exhale first. Inhale fully. All right, a little bonus stretch for you. Bringing your left forearm down. When we do, it's parallel to the top of our mat. Yes, palm faces up. Okay, now you gotta scoot close with your knees. We're gonna put our left knee on the inner forearm. It's soft, yogis. So when we get there, it's a little massage for the inner forearm. Soft, but you can go as heavy as you want. Just start soft to make sure you're okay with this. Pretty far in the stretch, right? Now, we don't want to land on the wrist crease, but we're going to take 3 steps down our forearm, a little closer to wrist. Ooh. Feel your fingers start to bend? I love that. Remember, as you get closer to your wrist, don't land on the wrist crease. We're going to skip over that. So I want 3 little pushes into my forearm, and then if you'd like, you can come back into your palm. Now remember, we just did that, right? So you don't need it, but it is kind of nice. Definitely travel back up your forearm above the wrist crease. You can rock forward and back, you can roll, you can just press down. Try 2 more. Oh, I love this one. It feels like you've got a professional masseuse working on you, right? Look at what you can do to yourself. Love it. My favorite part though is right up before the elbow crease. And the mushy part of your forearm, oh, feels so good. And then I like to play the game. If my fingers want to curl, I try to open them, and it just feels so funny, like a robot hand. Great job. Come on back. We're finding forearm plank. Just push into that forearm a little bit. You're welcome to kneel, but if you do, take your knees on a diagonal from your shoulders, a little button squeeze if you feel good. We're going to solve forward and back here, yogis. Push back through heels. Draw forward, warm up your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, whatever works for you. Got a strong forearm now that we massaged it all out. Great job. Back into kneeling. We're going to get that other forearm worked out. So when you're ready, right forearm parallel the top of your mat, and then curl your knees really close. It's quite awkward. We're going to get our right knee inside that elbow crease. Yes. I always start off really soft, and then I start to lean, lean into it, making it feel really good. Just about 2 or 3 walks towards your wrist crease, avoiding the wrist. Oh, that's nice. Okay, when you get just above that wrist crease, it's really hard to open your fingers when you apply pressure, right? Optionally moving back into the palm if you feel like you want that again. And I'm sticking with the forearm, that feels a lot better. So I'm gonna travel back up, about 3 little pushes with our knees. Oh, don't forget to play with your fingers. See if you can open them when they curl. Soft and curious here. All right, stay as long as you'd like. That's pretty awesome. But when you're ready, we're going to use this newly released and strong forearm to step back into forearm plank. But this time, yogis, let's take a circle with our hips. So squeeze the buttons just a tad. Pull inner thighs together. And if your knees are down, just stay and breathe. If your knees are elevated, we're going to circle the hips in a smooth, soft and round circle in one direction. Think about scraping a big battered bowl of brownie mix. Getting all the edges clean. Switch. Circle through. 2. Using your little toes. They really work hard here. And 1. Drop your knees. Push back, child's pose. Relax. You are back. Spread your fingers. Feel your armpits stretching, really lengthen, pawing at the mat overhead, getting a little white knuckly because our fingertips are grasping. Tuck your toes, find that crouch, my friends. Chest pushes back, find a good spot where you feel sticky in your hands. Stay in that little crouch, deep knee bend, hips rise. Anything that feels awesome in your down dog for 1 full cycle of breath. When you're finished, inhale, roll forward plank position. Make space, pull your chest forward, and then chaturanga. You can use your knees again. Going long overhead, reach fingertips way far overhead. Wipe or walk toes way far back. You're the longest you can be. And then thumbs up for yoga. Yes. Elevate arms overhead, tuck chin so the back of your neck is wrinkle free. Hover your nose and your arms off the neck. All right, my friends. Pull back into a goal post. Thumbs up, squeeze shoulder blades together. Push back overhead, but let's anchor all 5 toenails on each foot down. Lifting through knees and thighs for a little energy in our lower half. Twice more. Pull back as you exhale. Squeeze shoulder blades. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale. Hands come down by your sides. Just rest for a second. Soften your lower half. Everything melted into the mat here. Jiggle your hips side to side like a bowl full of jello. Just loosen up your low back. All right, we're going to go lower half. Make a pillow. One hand in front of the other and rest your forehead down. And then we lift our toes, knees, and thighs. Once you're comfy. I know, it's nice to always get those wrinkles out from your shirt and your pants so you feel comfy on your belly. So let's lift our toes, knees, and thighs. Right heel curls into your buns and re-extend. Left heel buns, re-extend. Sometimes when I do this exercise, my hips and my knees feel very cranky. And if that's you, flex your feet or point. Whatever is the opposite of what you're doing will usually help you get through this. If it feels good, both at the same time. All right, my friends, so what we're adding on today is called parachuter. This back technique is called parachuter. Right now, we're warming our low half, but we're gonna work into jumping out of an airplane together and then pulling our ripcord and parachuting to the earth. Ready? So we have 2 more hamstring curls. Last one. And when you're ready, extend your toes out long, reach your arms back overhead, thumbs up or palms down, whatever your shoulders are happy with. Elevate everything. Hover long. You've just jumped out of your airplane. You dove out. And then the ripcord gets pulled. You pull your elbows back, goalpost, heels to butt. Your body floats upwards because the parachute has taken effect. Inhale. Let's jump again. Breathe in. Pull that ripcord. Breathe out. 4 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, strengthen. Like a little reward every time we jump. We get to ease out. And then come back in. 1 more, we're gonna hold our parachute, breathe in. Hold your parachute, either float or hit some clouds. So we're gonna pull up because we have some turbulence, release down. We have 4 more like that, squeeze, release, 3, 2 more, push heels to sky, pull shoulder blades back, push back child's pose, or just take a break here. Big work requires a big release. I'm gonna bring my knees together and rest belly there. That's usually more supportive for low back after it's worked really hard. But if you like space, take it wide, snuggle on in between your thighs. Stretch arms out in extended child's and thread left arm under the right. Take a peek under your right arm and just see how you feel in your shoulder. And then I like to intensify it. So we're gonna look back forward towards our right fingers. Try to snuggle your chin as close to your left shoulder as possible. Soften face, breathe deeply. Same thing other side, yogis. Come out into extended child's. Right arm threads under the left and peek under your left armpit for that full twist to begin. Breathe here. Look back towards your left fingers. Try to get your chest a little bit deeper. Drape it over your knees, chin snuggles towards the earth. Unthread all of that when you're ready. Downward facing dog. Now we worked hard, so if you need extra time, always take it. Linger where you feel great. 1 cycle of breath, doing all of the things that feel lovely. I'm making a little V with my feet. I love to do that. Pull your heels together and turn your toes out. Like little Charlie Chaplin feet, I think. Lift your left leg, breathe in once everything's back to normal, 3-legged dog. Point, flex, circle, both directions. You're welcome to be open in your hips, close, whatever feels awesome. Scrunch your toes, give the foot pads a big hug, flick them back in there. Scrunch, And open. Let's look forward, find your thumbs, and try to make a cheetah crunch happen big, 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 big to land right next to the left thumb. Awesome. Okay, yogis, we are gonna rise. High lunge, super breath here. We made it. Big breath in, so good. Take a huge breath. Exhale, hands come around to frame front foot, but then we're gonna walk forward for supported warrior three. Maybe you want rocking, maybe just boosting. Lift your right leg. Flex your right foot. Toes are all squared towards the floor. If it's hard for you to feel, look back. Can you see your right toes? All right, nice. Do you want to float with me? Hands to prayer. We can be bent or straight in our left leg. All of the feels. Embrace. Slow tap down with our right leg. Sweep fingertips really high once the wiggles have released. Beautiful. Fingertips fall again. Back leg steps in. Forward fold. Are you able to hug your ankles or wrap forearms around your calves? Any way to deepen. You can also loop index and middle finger around your big toes. But whatever you do, tug down. Top of head, crown is falling down as you deepen your fold. Big breath in, full of inspiration, rolling to rise. A little funky business with our knees and balance. Inhale, left knee high, big breath in. And let's roll it open out to the side, but then bring it right back. Open your toes, give them a little wiggle. Inhale, open. Exhale, back. One more. All right, next time we go, we're going all the way. So we're gonna step all the way back behind us for warrior two. Spend as much time as you can lingering in this wacky balance before you land. And when you do, nice landing, spread your fingertips long. Hips widen by pulling right knee up towards baby toe. Inner inseam, inner leg widens by lifting left inner arch. Beautiful. Fingertips to sky. We're going to look towards them and flex everyone towards our nose. That's hard. The thumb doesn't want to come in. Yes, perfect. Push and lengthen. And then as your fingertips fall, you're going to make a little duck bill. So fingers fall all the way down towards the forearm and we release. Nice. Up with the flexed hands. Look up, stretch up, flex all of them towards your crown. Little duck bill. Release. Oh, beautiful. Inhale, flex. Pull back towards your crown as you rise. Release your toes, release your facial features. One more wrist stretch like this. Up you go. Yes, beautiful. Flex, push. Duck bill as you release. Back to warrior two. Open eyes to right fingers and just give a little piano playing here or a circle, whatever releases. Beautiful job. Windmill all the way down and around. Back heel rises. Push to downward facing dog. You're welcome to visit table or child's. Swish. Get a little sassy in your hips here. Take a moment for you. In your time, roll forward. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Pull your heart forward first, then lower strong. Making an airplane this time. Fingers left to right, really wide and tented. Tented so that we have bent knuckles instead of straight ones. Pulling and popping a tennis ball in your palm. Walk toes back. Excellent. Okay, that's your tail. So you're going to try to glue together. Big toes. If that bothers your low back, keep them wide. Please listen to your body. But if you can, elevate toes, knees, and thighs. There's your tail. Nose is hovering, fingers stay down. For now, we're just going to tap, tap, tap our big toes. Think about, though, my friends, squeeze. Inner thigh, outer thigh, inner thigh, outer thigh. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 4. 3 more breaths. As fast as you want to go. Ooh, feels good, doesn't it? Fire up your inner thighs. Tail drops down. Wings spread. Fingertips reach. Middle finger to middle finger could not be longer. Backs of hands rise as squeezing shoulder blades together. Wings are about to take flight. One more big breath in. Always envision those buzzards in my backyard spreading their wings and drying them off. Spread your wings a little bigger. And then let's take flight. Tail pops up. You squeeze or dip through the back body you choose. Tuck your chin. The nose of your plane is really long here. One more big breath. Release. You can flop if you want. Shake your hips side to side. Relax your low back. Let's push back, yogis. We're going to stay and stretch here for a moment too. Find child. Big or little with your knees, you decide. And we're gonna walk both hands to the right. Let's hug your hips way, way, way to the left. Left hand comes on top of the right. Make a little space between your elbows. Try to drop your ears in there. I like to give a little push out through that left hip, a little push, push to the side. Open and breathe through your left rib cage. Head rises, hands swivel to the left when you're ready. Hips poke to the right. We're gonna cross right hand over left, maybe. Open your elbows and drop your crown right on down to the floor. Another way to hug here is if you like to pull your toes towards one another, I cross the top of my right foot over the bottom of my left. So it just feels like a little hug in my feet. And then push out through your right hip. Give a little pulse to open your right wrist. That's nice. Come on back to the center, yogis. Tuck your toes. Find your downward facing dog. And let's step forward this time. So I love to step tiptoes. We just step a little step. But every time you do, the point of this is to lift your femur bone, your thigh bone, up into your hip socket like a plug into an outlet. Okay, so lift and plug in. Lift and plug in. Use your core. Lift, plug, squeeze, squeeze. Take as many little tic-tacs as you can until you find yourself in your fold. Draw down. Crown is heavy and drooping towards the floor. Roll to rise. Re-energize, yogis. Here we go. Last round. Big breath in. Relax your shoulders. Lift your right knee. Now for the challenge, I stay up. Big breath in. Open those toes, and then just open it to the side. Back to the center. This is not easy. Take your eyes to the sky if you're really going to be crazy and challenge your balance today. Come back to the center. We're going to go 2 more. Isn't that a proud moment when you almost wipe out, but then you somehow save yourself at the last second? Might not have been pretty, but you feel pretty darn proud. Okay, so then when you're ready this next time, we're going to scoop it all the way around. Step it back as slowly, at least 3 seconds as you can. Back into warrior 2. And then just have that ta-da moment. Yes, widen left to right. Left knee out towards baby toes. Inner right arch lifting. Late edge pushing down. Gorgeous fingers. All right, remember what we talked about in the beginning? Turn palms forward. And we're going to clap right hand to left. Draw across. Oh, it feels tickly already. Draw across. So keep arms wide. And then tap right hand all the way over to the left. Yep. And then draw through the inner arm over your collarbones and over. Same thing with the left. Now stabilize here by squeezing inner thighs together. Left hand reaches back for the right. Tickle the palm all the way across. So since we're deprived of so much touch, keep going, yogis. Right hand, little clap, and then a drag. It's so nice to just be beautiful and support ourselves with some loving caresses. Eye gaze follows for a little neck workout. We're gonna go for 1 more little round here. Reach right hand to left. Nice twists involved too, huh? Left to right. Sweep arms to the sky when you're done. Settle deeply back into your warrior 2. Eyes look left. Windmill hands down as right heel rises. Push back downward facing dog. So we're gonna move through our regular vinyasa. It's completely optional. You don't miss anything if you decide to just chill out here in down dog. If you come with me, let's do it together. Breathe in. Plank position, heart really bursting forward with thigh. Exhale, release chaturanga. Any little miniature back bend, a tiny bend of the elbows, or a big one since it's our last one. Straight through the arms. If we do, we lift our knees and thighs. You decide about squeezing or unsqueezing the buns. I definitely like to stay here and pause to look over each shoulder. A little twist, twist. Push back when you're ready, straight to dog, or choose to come through child's, crouch, table, whatever serves you today. Okay, a little extra bonus for the tops of our feet, a very unstretched area. Let's come back to our knees, yogis, and walk out to Sphinx again. But in this Sphinx, same upper body, we're gonna drag our elbows towards our hip bones, which does well with our chest. Watch mine. Pulls it right forward, right? So we really want that. Once we have it, optionally, staying where you are, we're spreading all 5 toes, and watch my hips now. Toes stay flat. Now when we lift, if you can, we're gonna lift our ribs higher than our hips. Angry cat in the upper back just for 5 seconds. 3 seconds left. 2 and 1. Beautiful job, release. That's tough. Melt down, push back, child's pose. Possibly rolling through cat-cows here, or circling your hips just to release a big back stretch. You got it. Tabletop, when you're ready, Crunch your right knee up towards your right armpit, and then down towards your right wrist. Hover it now if you can. Good. Up, and then down. 4 more times. Little core, up, and then down. Just a little core, no big deal, right? We've got a bunch of core coming today, but I'm gonna give you mini bursts. 1 more, yogis. Step that leg through, bring it in under your nose, and try to make space and step. Sound effects always help. Okay, optionally, my friends. Make those tennis balls pop, squeeze them in, and then keep your left foot down. We're gonna try again on the top of that foot. Can you elevate your left knee? So we don't wanna lift up to the toes. We really wanna stay on the top of the foot here. Feels bad, I know, in the beginning, but the more you do this, the more normal it'll feel. And only if it feels good. Can you lift your arms any degree? Maybe you're just hovering your fingers. That's fantastic. Engage your core. 1 more breath. Release. Tuck those left toes. Ooh, just stretch. Don't do much, just stretch. Okay, when you feel really good, step back to tabletop. You know what we have coming? A little mini core burst. So it's like a starburst, a core burst, like that. Let's take the left knee, left armpit, left wrist. Just try to go straight up, straight down. Think about squeezing through your right obliques, sending all of your breath there. And then do check in with your left toes, because sometimes they get all scrunched and cranky, so let them be open. 3. 1 more. Bring it back under your nose. Round, round, step. Kneeling lunge. Gotta do that afterwards. There you go. Let it go. All right, squeeze those tennis balls. Really pull your knuckles into bed so your wrists are strong. Keeping the right toes flat. Elevate your knees a little bit or a lot. Making sure you're on the top of your foot there. Looking back, okay? So if you can, belly comes in, maybe we hover the chest and fingers, or if it feels good, arms of any way. Take a big breath in. Nice. I know, it's really super intense, especially if you're first beginning that. Release when you're ready. Just tuck your right toes. Pause. Whew. Okay, thank goodness. Push back, tabletop. Your feet okay? Your ankles okay? Beautiful job, yogis. Down dog will make it all right in this world. Move, shimmy. Find your down dog sass. Really, really good job with those stretches. Let's find a tad bit more core. When you're ready, roll forward. Drop your knees, find table again, and then shift your hips to the left. Knees both face the left. 90-degree knees here. Cool. Little twist will help us warm up our core. So fingers come behind, spread left to right in your collarbones and chest. Open your toes, yeah. And then twist your chest as much as it feels good. Just a little twist to the right side. Taking another big breath in here. Come back forward with your chest, left hand down, right arm rises. Try to glue that right sits bone down so you can stretch away. Take another big breath, flattening your left palm, and then fall over your left knee. Any degree, you're welcome to lift your right cheek once you get there. Slowly lower down. Okay, we did these last week, I believe. Modified pigeon is where our legs are. We're gonna turn our chest to the left as much as possible and try nose tapping to the earth. Inhale, rise. Kind of like that little pulse we did earlier. But for extra fun, can we hover our fingers? Yeah. Well, that gets a lot harder right away. Or if you're feeling like a superstar there, sweep your fingers behind you. A little extra. Spreading your wings today. Beautiful. Twice more. Inhale, exhale. Saying hello to our outer left thigh. Sneaky core. All right, let's roll to rise. Lean back, roll to the sky. Feel stuck. Oh, there we go. Okay, switch around a little bit, or if you need a jiggle of your knees or a tick-tock of your toes, whatever feels good. All right, let's meet you there, man. Come around this corner, 90-degree knees, and lean back to twist left, just a little. Pull collarbones into a big smile, left to right wide. Wiggle your toes, soften facial features. One more breath here. Chest comes back forward. Left sits bone stays down. Right palm comes to the side where you can lift, lengthen left arm and stretch away from your sits bone. Find all that beautiful length. One more big breath. There you go. Hey, listen, there's no wrong way to twist. But we're gonna fall over the right knee, so I'm glad you came here. One hand on either side. You can let your left cheek rise. Just fall down. Try to think about draping your chest over your thigh. All right, so keep fingertips right where they are. Lift and lower. Think about nose tapping onto the earth. Or belly in a little stronger. Cover your fingers. Whew, this is a tough side for me. How are you doing? Or reach back. Be very strong here. Think Superwoman style. Breathing in, breathing out. We have 2 more yogis. You know you're welcome to just rest. Hold and stay. Rise back up. Lean back. Oh. Glad we're done that. Shimmy, shimmy, and then roll all the way to your backs. But before you do, scoot your bones around so there's no flesh under your tail or your sits bones and hug the backs of your thighs. We're gonna stay just for a sec. Rounding your belly back way far away from your thighs. Just kind of hang on here with loose shoulders, strong hands, strong elbows. Hang out and open your back. Make your legs wide enough so you can pull your heart through, your navel through that inner thigh window. Come forward for a cow. Big breath in. And then on your exhalation, refine cat roll all the way down into the earth. Knees come with you, legs straighten, and rest your entire upper body deeply into the mat. So we're gonna lower our legs just to the degree, yogis, that you feel navel's pulled down towards spine. Your low back is still connected. Keep lowering, still connected? Okay, you lower as much as you can, but stay connected. From there, split the feet open left to right, hips width, and start a little tiny scissor of your legs. Our last core burst. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit longer of a core burst than the others. So if you're feeling really good in your belly, you can lower as much as possible. The second your back starts to arch, come higher, or optionally, yogis, instead you can bend your legs instead of a straight leg scissor. Both are options to help us with our core. All right, now I know you're feeling like a rock star still, so sweep arms overhead. Back still flat? Okay, if so, you got it, Renee. If so, lift your upper body. We might need to slow down significantly here. We're still scissoring, but our low back feels the connection. It's plugged into the earth. We're only going for 4 more, and then life gets so much easier. 3. Big work requires a big reward, right? You know me. Come on, one more big breath in. Big breath out. Let upper body rest. Hug just your right leg and let the lower leg scissor down. Yeah, now give 2 pulses on it. So I'll go straight leg, please. Yes. So I'll go 2 pulses here, and then we'll switch sides. I like to hold one high and one low. Pulse, pulse, switch. You know these, right? Pilates? Good. We're going to uplift the upper body. Little scissor action, but this one feels nice because we get the hamstrings. Oh, yeah. If you feel like you lifted your shoulder blades and your low back arch, just rest your upper body. We're going to go for 4 more. If you've been pointing the whole time, do you want to flex? Making your ankles work a little bit here. We have 2 more. Breathe in, breathe out, in, and out. Lovely, my friends. Let's release our core. Knees to chest, heels come down. Can you tickle them with your fingers? All right, we're in a good spot. Beautiful. Press arms wide, shoulders down, but palms flip up, so we use our lower half. Yes. Press through heels. Squeeze knees so that they stay into the midline. Lift all the way up through your hips. And then just give a little sway, side to side. All right, I feel like when we wiggle a little bit, we can get a bit higher. So if you have more to give, press heels, lift again. Squeeze through your backside to open the front. Breathing. Can you look down the bridge of your nose and see your stomach rise? Fall. Knees are going to start to poke out. Keep them in towards your midline. They're directly under your hip bones. One more here. Heels both rise. Spread balls of feet wide from blade edges. Toes open, heels lift. Tuck your tailbone down towards the backs of your knees. Really lengthen your spine. One more breath. Slowly melting down from shoulder blades through mid-back, low back, tip of tail, and finally your heels. One of those movements. Good job. Knees wide to armpits this time. Let's just let our knees flop open, kind of like a frog here. Toes point out to the sides, knees wide. We're going to come into a little lying frog in a second on our belly, so it's a nice way to prep right here. Bring your hands to the inner thighs, hands or forearms. Just try to make them heavy so your legs come open a little bit more. Okay, yogis, this is my favorite way to find the big back stretch, the big back twist. Take another breath in frog. When you're exhaling, close your knees, and we're gonna roll over like a hot dog in a roller. Roll over to your belly. And if you land off your mat, get on your mat so you're comfy. So here goes frog twist. Let's draw your right knee up towards your right hip. You can have your arms wherever it feels good for you to get in place. Your heels behind your knee and your frog toes are turned out. While we're here, yogis, try to do a little push down with the inside of your right hip and then let it come open. So we roll down and release. Roll down and release. This is completely optional. Just getting into the hips a little bit here. Same alignment with our bodies, but we're going to try to lift our right heel any degree. Release. Feel that internal rotation of your ball and socket hip joint. Rolling in and rolling out. Twice more. All right, for our frog twists, we're sending right arm overhead. Left arm threads, as we did earlier, but we are going to peek under that right arm here. When you're ready, yogis, right arm rises. If you don't know this one, take a peek at me. You're going to roll your upper body back, knee drags towards body, and then we want to ground one half. So you're either going to try to ground both shoulders. I can't do that. So I'm going to ground my right knee. Keeping one half of our body grounded will be really energizing. That right arm is just going to hang in space, which is super nice for your pecs, inside of armpits, and front of chest. As you're resting in your big twist here, soften your jaw, relax the corners of your eyes. Oh, I'm sorry, I left the lights on, so you're probably getting blinded. Stay where you are. Just going to turn the lights off in studio so we can see. One more big breath in here. Okay, that's nice. And as we unwind, come right back to flat where you are. It takes a second to unwind. Coming on back into our frog. Adjust yourselves to your pelvis and your chest feels good. And then just take your frog leg all the way back to the left. Okay, coming into the pec stretch now. Just doing a time check, guys. Coming into your goalpost formation. Right arm is going to stay down. You're deciding today if you want to open it on the diagonal or make it straight. But as we do that, we use our tented left fingers to lift up and over towards the right side. Left toes rise, and we're optionally rolling over for this massive pec stretch on that right arm. You can rest your head on the mat. You can keep it elevated, whatever feels really good. Some of you may be able to land your left foot behind you. I know. Whoa, nice, Renee. I don't know how you're doing at home, but Renee is killing it in studio today with this massive pec twist. Super tight on me, so I don't get very far, but it sure feels good. Breathing into the right side of your chest. Excellent job. Slowly coming back whenever you're ready. Another one of those movements. We made it. All right, bring hands in. That always feels big for me, so I give like a little shoulder shimmy to release. And then hands are anywhere. We're going to flop onto our other frog twist. Lift your left knee up towards your hip. Only thing we need to be aware of is that our heel is behind our knee and our frog toes are turned out. Once you get there, extend left arm overhead. Love this part. Right arm comes under. That's nice after that pec twist, yes? Gonna turn the corner. Left arm rises, and the weight of that pulls us around some more. No expectations. Doesn't matter what happened on the other side. We're gonna check in on this side. What do we want to ground? Trying to ground either hips down, lower half, or the upper half. Meaning if our shoulders are both flat, our left knee can float. If our left shoulder is hovering, our left arm is hovering, let's try to really push that left knee down. Big breaths. Opening, beginning our left pec stretch here. One more round, or longer if you choose, but really try to soften. Maybe smile on your face to find suppleness, or envision a smile to find some release. Oh, that was nice. Coming undone when you can, yogis. Rolling back to where you came from, untwisting this little pretzel, and then send your left leg back to the right. It might take a while to get feeling okay there, but when you're ready, we're gonna go into our goal post arms to start. So this is my personal opinion. I think goal post is a little easier. Anything you dial out with your hands or straighten that left arm makes it more intense. So maybe start here. Tense your right fingertips and start to push through them to turn you to the left side. May need some adjustments on that left arm, right? Okay, when you're ready, right leg rises. Yes, so we're gonna push towards the left, you got it. And then that right foot may fall behind us. Sometimes we rest our left temple, sometimes we leave them hovering. So good. Yeah, I always have to move my left elbow out too. It feels like it gets a little compressed. All right, now if possible, we're gonna try to breathe into that massive stretch in the front of our left chest, left armpit, pectoral muscles. One more big breath in. Full exhalation. Releasing when you're ready. Let the weight of your right leg pull you back around to the front. Oh man, and then I just like to pull my hands close to my body and like shimmy out my shoulders, maybe switch your hips, whatever feels nurturing. We okay? Okay. All right, we're gonna go one more stretch, yogis. Our last stretch for today. I love this one. So bring your hands near your chest. Walk them forward, maybe 2 handprints, and then thread your left arm closest to chest, right arm in front, shoelace. Yeah, we're not gonna hold it as long as we should, but it feels great after a pec stretch. Ooh, I love this part. You can take your chin, put it over your right upper arm, and we try to get a little lymph node massage. So if you can get it in there, then you can rub the right side of your throat into your upper shoulder. Try to soften your jaw when you do, soften your eyes. You can have palms up or down. And just so you know, if you're staying longer, you can tuck your toes here and scooch more forward, which makes it much more intense, but it can also really compress your chest. So if you're big chested, you might not like that. Let's come undone, lift your chin, unthread right arm first, left arm. Unless you're staying longer, please don't. Give your shoulders that little shimmy shimmy. And then let's go the other way. So your right arm comes under first, that's closest to your chest. Left arm threads over. I like to take my fingers like a spider and walk them out. All right, then try to get the chin over your left upper arm, and you can kind of snuggle your lymph node right into that upper arm. It's one of those sensations that at first you're like, kind of scary, I don't know if I like it, but then it's super therapeutic. So if you wanted more, you would tuck your toes, and you could, I'm not even gonna try because it feels intense already, but you could scoot your chest forward, and that's gonna get you deeper into the shoulder release. One more big breath in, yogis. Full exhalation. Stay if you can, otherwise lift your chin. Unthread left arm first. Right arm. Come anywhere. I'm gonna just kind of stay in a sphinx with my palms up and shake side to side. Big shoulder releases. So you can shavasana here. Doesn't that sound crazy? But you can. You can rest on your belly, cross your hands, rest your forehead down. If you prefer, you can press back to child's pose and take your shavasana kneeling, or you can roll to your buns, making sure no flesh is caught under your tail, and make your way back to your backs. Lying if you choose. Just anywhere that feels wonderful. Fair warning, I am the worst with my time management because an hour is so short. So my bad, yogis, but it's already 10:30. I'm gonna take you through a Shavasana, but it's completely optional. If you had something you needed to get to after class, I do apologize. I just felt like we really needed that shoelace after that pec stretch. So please stay if you can. We're just gonna do 2 minutes, but if you have to go, namaste. You know, I love you and I can't wait to see you next week. And if you're staying and resting, just a little loving kindness, what's known as metta, meditation. I try to teach my kids this, that if they don't take the time to honor and love themselves, they'll never be able to give or receive that in life. So this is a really important one. It's actually quite simple, but very important. So we're gonna take a big breath in. And if nothing else, you can fill your body with gratitude for making the time for your self-care today. But then repeat some affirmations to yourself. They could be ones that you know and love, and you can use your own, or you can just use mine. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be filled with peace and ease. And we'll do the same for ones, someone, or numerous ones that we love dearly. Picture them in your mind. Maybe you can smell them. Maybe you can feel them. May they be safe. May they be supported. May they be healthy, at peace, and at ease. Try to conjure up an image of someone that you really don't have much of a relationship with. It may be someone you drive by on your commute every day, or maybe checked you out at the grocery store, or passed by you in a street. And it's okay if you can't figure out anyone. That's all right. We're just going to send it to people in general that we don't really have relationships with. May they be happy. May they be supported and safe. And may they find peace and be at ease. Here's the toughest one. Think of someone, conjure up their image, feel them, sense them, with which you have a difficult relationship. You've experienced some toxicity. You've had some words. Your lives and relationships have been a struggle. And it's okay if you can't do that. It's just too traumatizing. You can continue to hold close the ones that you dearly love, and we'll resend them our loving kindness. So whomever you are picturing, may they, this is a really tough one, may they be supported, may they be safe, happy, and healthy. May they be at peace and find ease. And then everyone in this big, beautiful whole, ourselves, our dear, cherished loved ones, those with which we don't really have a relationship, and those with which we struggle. Let's wrap them up into one giant huggy ball and envision them together, all of us as one. May we all be safe, healthy, supported, happy, at peace, and at ease. Take a big, beautiful breath and take as much of that into your being as possible, to every single cell in your body, so it feels like it's dancing with this happy, shiny, new energy that you've wished upon. And when you feel ready, slowly coming out of your Shavasana, your meditation, you don't have to. Please stay if you can. We really do need more time to marinate in the goodness that our yoga practice brings. But if you're joining me, we will bring our hands into a big, beautiful sweep up and overhead, recreating that amazing posture, that integrity through our spine, our axial extension that we've created, and then palms fall to heart center in a beautiful yet simple gesture of gratitude for our practices. Shimmy your shoulders back down while you keep that very confident posture for today. Tuck your chin to your chest. And if you couldn't really conjure up any gratitude earlier, let me give you some. You can be grateful today for increased flexibility, balance, coordination, and strength. But most importantly, in my opinion anyway, is the connection between our breath, our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. Yogis, thank you so much for allowing me to lead you on Friday mornings. Thank you for sharing your practices with us. And from the bottom of my being, my light honors your divine lights. Namaste.